Hey guys, Richard Holder here, and welcome to the channel. So which one would you rather choose? Where are my 5-liter Ford guys? If you're trying to make power, would you rather have a turbocharged 302 or a stroker 363? How do they compare? In this video, we're going to look at two different ways to make power. One is to take a mildly modified 302 and run a power at it. First, we run NITROUS. Next, we're going to run a single turbo. We're going to compare those to stepping up in displacement. In this case, 363 cubic inch stroker. So what's the best way to make power? Boost or displacement? And what happens if we add boost to the displacement? Let's check it out. To get things started in our comparison between a stock displacement motor and boost and going to the stroker route, let's first take a look at our stock displacement buildup and what happened when we did a heads cam and intake upgrade on a small block Ford and then added boost from a single turbo setup. So this was our combination. What we did was we ran this motor basically in bone stock trim. We did have shorty headers on it, but it was a stock displacement. It had, this particular motor did have forged pistons in it. The reason we put a forged piston in is because we wanted to have a flat top piston with valve reliefs that would later on allow us to run more camshaft. So having a forged piston obviously is stronger than the factory piston, although the earlier 302s from the Mustangs would have had forged pistons in them anyway. They just don't have enough valve relief to run with some of the bigger valve heads. So we would later do more testing with this. So that's why we put the flat top piston with the valve relief. But this is the same kind of power you could get from any stock displacement motor, even with a factory piston in it. Especially the only thing you need to do really is put ring gap in it. So this was our test motor. We ran it with stock 5-liter heads. It did have valve springs in the head, the E7TE heads. We ran it with a stock HO intake manifold. We ran it with the stock HO camshaft. And so run in this manner, our stock reproduction of the 5-liter 302 produced 252 horsepower with shorty headers. We did not run the factory mass air meter or inlet. We also did not have accessories on this motor. We normally run them with just a Mazir electric water pump and optimized timing. We ran I think that this was run with a Holly or a fast EFI system. We just dialed in the air, fuel, and timing the way that we always do. But then we went through a series of upgrades. If you want to take a look at that video is up. It will go step by step, and we tested lots of different things: long tube headers and camshafts and intake manifolds and cylinder heads, and we did a lot of stuff on it. So that full video is up. But here's what happened when we did the upgrade on this. We eventually added, basically, this is a combination that you would expect on a 302. We added ported heads. In this case, they were from RHS. We added the Extreme Energy 274 cam that I like to put on these 5-liter deals. And then we added a ported Holley Systemax intake. Near 400 horsepower is where you're going to get with a lot of combinations. You don't have to duplicate this. Any good cylinder head, Airflow Research, TrickFlow, a lot of the Edelbrock stuff, Brodex, Dart, they all make really good heads. So if you put a good head on here, you use this camshaft and use a good intake manifold like the Systemax or an RPM2, this is kind of what you're going to get. So upgrading the motor right off the bat, even if you go get something from the wrecking yard, and make sure to put ring gap in it because we're obviously going to add some power adders to this. After you put the ring gap in, away you go, and this is kind of what you should expect. Now let's take a look and see what happens when we add power adders to the equation. Now that we've taken a look at what the heads cam and intake had to offer basically on our 302, let's find out what happens when we added our power adders. And the first one that we tested on this was actually a NITROUS setup. So here's what happened when we added some Zex NITROUS. And what we did was added a single fogger, an EFI wet fogger nozzle basically in the front of the throttle body. And that jumped our power up from 395 horsepower and 380 foot-pounds that we ran on our modified version, up to 509 horsepower. Peak torque on the spike was way up to 560 foot-pounds. You can see adding NITROUS to any of these motors is a very simple way to improve the power output. We hit, hit this one a little earlier, about 4,000. You could hit it earlier than that, and then you'd have a lot more torque, obviously. But I ran around with NITROUS on my personal 5-liter for years and years. I went through endless bottles of it, and it's a really good equalizer on the street if you're trying to race somebody. Anytime you can add an extra 7,500, 150, how much ever power you want to add. Anytime you can add that much more power and this kind of torque, obviously it's going to be fairly impressive. But the other thing that we did on this combination after we ran the nitrous, we installed a single turbo setup. And what we did was I put in a single turbo kit from the guys at HP Performance. We were using a 72 millimeter Turbonetics turbo. This thing also had an air-to-water intercooler. Their turbo kits back in the day when they sold them had dedicated exhaust manifolds to feed the turbo, and then they have a dedicated Y pipe to mount the single turbo. And then I think it was a 3.5 inch exhaust exiting out of the turbo. But the turbo was sized for more than enough for to make the power output that we needed. And here's what happened when we ran our single turbo on the 5 liter. You can see, you know, both big power and big torque. We had a nice, we'll talk a little bit about the boost curve, which was fairly flat. This was at about, I think that this was about 9 or 10 pounds. This thing made over 600 horsepower, 622 horsepower, 637 foot-pounds of torque. We had a little bit more torque than we had horsepower. And we ran this, you know, we could have run this higher. There was more power to be had from the turbo setup, but we were, you know, starting to get a little concerned about the stock crank and the stock block and stock rods in this case. But this combination had lots more power left if we wanted to turn the boost up, as most turbo combos do. So now that we've taken a look at see what happens when we run our modified 302 and then add these power adders to it, let's compare this now to a stroker version. See what happens. Now that we know our modified 302, especially equipped with power adders, can make a ton of power, let's take a look at our stroker version. So this was our stock 302. Here's what happened after we modified it. And then we'll show you how this compares to the motor that we stepped up to. In this particular case, it was a 363-inch stroker version. So how do we get that sort of displacement? Well, we went to a Dart block. It was actually a Dart SHP short block that they supplied, which is awesome. So their Dart block would go to 4125 bore, much bigger, obviously, than the standard block. We combined the 4125 bore with a 3.4-inch stroke. This is very common on 347 stroker versions. And that produced 363 cubic inches. We then added a set of Dart Pro 1 CNC ported heads, a big healthy roller cam. I'll go ahead and put the specs up here, excuse me, on the roller cam. A single plane intake, a 950 Holley, 1.75-inch long tube headers, and an MSD distributor, and a good oiling system. And here are the results of our modified version of the naturally aspirated 383. And so you can see it made a lot more power than our mildly modified 302. It made 564 horsepower and 487 foot-pounds of torque. And basically, given that it was more displacement and it had a little more compression, it obviously had more cylinder head flow. It was basically better everywhere. I mean, it was better down at the bottom by 75 or 80 foot-pounds of torque, and just better all the way through. And we would kind of expect this, and this is the benefit of going to basically a larger displacement, whether you go from a 351 to a 408, or in this case, a 302 to a 363. Adding displacement definitely adds a ton of extra power. But if we compare this naturally aspirated 363 to even our turbo version of our 302, the turbo version made a little bit more. Obviously, it made over 600 horsepower and a lot more torque, 637 foot-pounds. So from a cost standpoint, you probably would be better off going with a turbo and a mildly modified 302 to get this kind of power level. But here's the thing. Let's see what happens when we add a power adder to our 363, which we did. As a matter of fact, we added a couple of them. First thing we did, obviously, was add NITROUS to our 363. And now we're way above the power output of the enhanced 302. This thing made over 700 horsepower, 750 horsepower, and almost an equal amount of torque. So the 363 with its forged internals and big bore and Dart block would take a lot more power. In fact, we took this one step further, and added boost to the 363 by running a single turbo on it, and here's what happened. And as you might imagine, 4-digit power levels, over 1,000 horsepower, 1,004, and peak torque checked in at 890 foot-pounds of torque. So an awful lot of power and an awful lot of torque. But here's the thing. The question isn't whether or not we can make the power. We certainly can. For most guys, the question is, how much power can I get for how much money? And with an endless amount of money, you can get stroker versions with single turbos or twin turbos, and the sky's the limit on the amount of power that you can make. But how much can you make on a low buck deal? And that's that points more toward the, a Junker 302. In fact, from an Explorer would be a good idea. Get the Explorer motor, put head studs in it and good head gaskets, put ring gap in it, use the GT40 heads, put springs, put a cam, and then add boost to that, and you can make a ton of power for very little money, and really, that's what it's all about. Okay guys, what do we learn from this little adventure comparing our Turbo and NITROUS 302 to the Turbo and NITROUS 363? Well, we learned the following things. First of all, heads, cam, and intake, those kinds of upgrades always add power. NITROUS always adds power. Turbos always add power, and turbos should be on every motor, whether it's a 302 or a bigger 363. Armature holder, make sure to like, share, subscribe, ring the bell, do all that stuff. More testing coming up.